Welcome. Welcome back. How we doing? All right. Morning, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Hope you're having a good day. Hopefully yesterday was a good day. Wake up, drink some coffee, get ready. Interesting morning, for sure. We got GDP, definitely market moving. We got the technicals in a very interesting spot. So feels like it could be a little bit of an inflection day because of where the S&P and where the sort of where that ES and SPY is trading. So we're going to see some interesting levels that we are coming down into. But we did pretty much exactly what we talked about yesterday, right? We talked about how I think the ES still needs that pullback towards that 50-60, and that's pretty much exactly where we went. So pretty clear there on the technical side. We'll wait a few more minutes, though, to get too heavy into it. Do I have any swing trades on? I do. Coinbase and Tesla. But those are really small. I mean, Coinbase isn't small. Tesla's small. Coinbase. I'll just go here. Coinbase. I got 4 at 4. They're at 17. That's up 5,200. And then I'm down $145 and $109 on Tesla. So really just a throwaway Tesla position. Really just coin is the last thing I got. And yeah, up about 5,200 on that right now. So we'll see. That's what I got. All right. Morning, everyone. Press that like button as you jump in. We'll wait a few more minutes. It's only 8:02. Usually start around 8:05. The hoodies are available. Yeah, this is a different one, though. This is a little bit different than the one that's available. The one that's available has the logo here and then a different back. You can check it out down below. For all you guys that wanted larger size on the t-shirts, those are available as well. Got the 2XL, 3XL t-shirts available on the site as well. So go ahead and check that out down in the description. Yeah, Coinbase was really nice. Congrats if you guys caught some of that. Break and retest. Big trade there. YouTube still not recommending the videos? Yeah, I don't know why. I gotta figure out why. Maybe something has changed in the algorithm. Maybe it's because I don't have the monetization, or I have monetization on, but I don't have automatic monetization. Maybe they don't like that. Did it for you guys? All right. Showed up in Italy. Damn. Hello from Italy. Morning, Marvin. All right, guys. Let's jump in. Press that like button. Subscribe. Let's start with economic calendar. Economic calendar. Not that one. Wrong economic calendar. All right. Pull that up. Today is GDP. No, I do not design my merch myself. That's Marvin. Let me go ahead and give Marvin a shout out on his Instagram real quick. I think I have let me find it. Ink Lab Designs. Inklab Designs. Marvin. InklabDesigns.com. Appreciate it, Marvin. We're going to keep them going. You got your t-shirt yesterday? Nice. Hopefully you like it. I think good quality. Marvin sent me like 5 different types of shirts, and we tested them out. All right. Here we go. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Here we go. All right. Wednesday. That's today. Today is Wednesday. 8:30. Bam. That's what we got. GDP. GDP. Right there. Right there. That's the big event of the day. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. That's all we can say. Right? We have some pretty clean technicals to be watching. We'll see if we respect the demand. We'll see if we break below it, right? That's all we can really do. We'll get all that information in about 24 minutes, and that's what we wait for. So 8:30 GDP, hopefully you stay here for it. It's in about 20 minutes. We can see the reaction live. 10:30, you got crude oil inventories. Don't think that's much. The G20 meetings are going on today. Some Fed presidents are speaking today as well. Fed members, FOMC members are speaking. I hope you're not trading that aggressively, around 1 o'clock today. So just be aware of that. Tomorrow, you got PCE and unemployment claims. Again, pretty big ones. Things to be watching tomorrow. Just continue to just be cautious on the swing trades, right? Coming into today, I got rid of a lot of positions, got down into comfortable size. I would continue to do that into pretty much every day moving forward. So we have GDP today, PCE, unemployment tomorrow, and then we have consumer sentiment, manufacturing, PMI on Friday. All right? So that's that. Big earnings. That's today is snow earnings, probably the biggest one of the week. So make sure you're aware of that. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. Here it is. Today you have SNOW, snow earnings. This is probably the biggest one of the week, so be aware of that. You have Salesforce as well. This is another big one. I'd be watching this as well. This morning, Novavax, Baidu. I don't even know what they did. What'd they do? NVAX down. Damn, Novavax is worth $4. I remember when this was $277. Ouch. Yep. Baidu. What did it do? Baidu's pretty much flat. Okay, so really nothing there. Let's continue. Today, Snowflake, Salesforce, those are the big two. Rest of the week, Celsius, Best Buy, Dell, SoundHound. Yeah, nothing really there. All right, let's continue. Let's get it started. Let's go to the NASDAQ, and let's get an idea of what we're looking at here. So, for now, right, here's the two levels that I've sort of adjusted and finally came away with this morning, and it is 17.9 and 17.8, right? It's 17.9, 17.9, 17.9. It's really like the whole 17.920 to 17.9, but I'm just going to keep it at 17.900. So 17.900, and under that, you go right to the 20 SMA, right? If you look below, the 20 SMA is right below at the 17.8. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. I'm going to make this a little bit thicker. Make this a thick boy, right? And you can see if we drop this 17.9 today, my assumption is that you move nicely, pretty aggressively lower, right into that 17.8, right? And I would be careful shorting into this level. Just be cautious on the shorts into this 17.8 level. That's that 20 SMA. That's some previous highs, some previous lows, some previous highs. A lot of reactions at this 17.8 level. And now you have the uptrending 20, which if we pull back into it, could be another opportunity. Okay, so I would absolutely be watching this. I would be okay with it dropping, right? You have to make sure you keep a bigger picture on your screen, right? This is what I get all the time, right? Especially managing a Discord, and I'm not calling anyone out in my Discord, but I monitor the behaviors, right? I monitor the behaviors that go on from traders. I'm very in tune with it, right? So if the market today, and you're trading on the 1 minute chart, right? If the market's going aggressively down, right? What's the reaction? Oh my God. Oh my God, right? We're dropping. Market's done, right? No, right? We have to make sure we understand where we are, okay? This is very important. So if the market drops under 17.9 today, I would be very careful shorting into that 17.8, right? This could be a nice little fake out, right? Even if we get a little bit under that 20, right? You have to be careful at this daily 20. This is exactly what we talked about on AMD yesterday. If you guys remember being here, some of you maybe remember. I don't know if you do. If you don't, then you're not paying attention. I said yesterday that if we drop 175 on AMD, don't short it, right, into the 20 SMA. Look at what happened yesterday. You had a pretty much perfection break of 175, and it went right to the 20 and absolutely nailed anyone, right, that's shorting at that 20 SMA. So this, you got to pay attention to where these SMAs are, right? This was exactly what we talked about yesterday. A huge fake out at that daily 20 on AMD. So I would be a little bit cautious today. Not saying that you have to long things today because, the market hasn't really been that strong. But I would be very careful getting too aggressive on the short side if we are under 17.9 and we are approaching that 17.8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and if we move into it, could be 7. All right, so just watch that. That's big. That's the 20. That's the major level below 17.8. You got a little bit at 17.9. Above, you can clearly see the supply that's coming in, right? That 18,060, that 18,120, still very, very tough above, right? So be careful up there around that 18,060, right? Be careful up there around that 18,120. Just be cautious up in those zones, 17.9, 17.8, all right? QQQ, 435. We talked about that one yesterday. That's about where we're holding, 435. And then I think it's around this 432, right? But then, of course, you still have that 20 SMA below, right? So 435, 432, you got the 20 down here, which is where maybe the NASDAQ needs to retrace to, right? That 20 SMA, it's retraced back to these levels previously. So we'll have to keep an eye on that 20. But for now, I would say 435 is your big level. If you go under 435 today, I would assume you get some downside, right? Maybe into that 432, into this level right here, right here, right here, 432. So if we break under 435 on GDP today, I'd assume it stays weak, right? Market stays weak. There might be some downside opportunity. Under 435 into 432, okay? You probably have some weakness in this zone. But you have to be aware, right, of some of that demand hold, of some of that 20 SMA hold. Okay? All right. The ES is about the cleanest little setup that I could see on the market right now, and I'm very interested to see if this works out. Right here, yesterday, we talked about how I think the ES needed to come back down and retest these previous highs. We've pretty much done that. Now, you're going to see something in just a moment on the SPY, which is a little bit interesting. The SPY is a little bit, different than the ES here, which is sort of weird, right? You don't know exactly which one to trust. But as of right now, the S&P 500 futures have pulled back to this previous high. And this is potentially, in my opinion, right, this is potentially setting up this little bull flag. It's very possible, right? You have this breakout. You have this sort of consolidation lower, right? You have this next maybe potential long entry for that next upside move. It's very possible, right? This is something I'd be watching. You have this previous 50-65, 50-60 area. As of right now, we are holding it. If we break under 50-60, I think you move very aggressively down to this 50-30, right? I think if you break the 50-60 today, if it's off the back of some, GDP negativity, then I think you probably see a pretty quick you see a pretty quick downside move into like 50-30 into the 20 SMA, right? Pretty quick. I don't expect this right here to hold up the S&P 500. If you do break under the 50-60, you're going to go, aggressively down to the 50-30, 50-15 area, I believe. Okay? So this is a major level today, 50-60. The only thing that I would say that could mess some people up today. Okay, and hold on. Before I go into the SPY, I just want to let you know the upside levels. The upside levels are very clearly 50-90 and 51-08, right? That's clear as day. 50-90, right? 51-08. We will need to get above 50-90 for an actual move you can trust to the upside, right? If you want to play this bull flag, rather than trading it down here, right, and trying to catch the exact low, what I would do is look for this entry right here. I'd look for this entry right here. It's a break of trend. It's a back over 50-90. That would be the entry that I'd want right in here for this upside continuation, right? This is a better entry in terms of risk reward. Probability is a little bit lower. I'd rather be in here, right? Because you have the probability and the risk reward. So I'm gonna look for a 50-90 break and retest. Now, the thing that's a little bit difficult here today is that when we look at the SPY, we have not yet completed that downside move. So does this warrant, right, more downside on the SPY here? Right, you can see the previous highs on the SPY is right here at 503.50. We are not yet there. Okay, this is a little bit strange, right? This is that discrepancy that we've talked about on the S&P and the SPY ETF. You get these discrepancies between the futures contracts and the ETFs pretty often, and you can see it right here, right? You have not yet gotten back down to that 503.50. You have that previous high, and you are still. We'll see, right? We'll see. We still need a little bit more downside for that to come in. So, does the SPY, do we move lower today? Right. So here's let me try to give you a scenario of what could happen here. The SPY, right? Let's say the S&P 500 breaks 50-60 today, right? And some people get really aggressive under that 50-60 on the short side. If that happens while the SPY is still holding over 503, it's possible that the SPY holds this level and reverses, the market. So make sure you're watching both, okay? Just that's my answer to this question. Make sure you're watching both, okay? Make sure you understand, hey, okay, ES is under 50-60, but let me make sure I watch this SPY, because if this SPY starts to hold this 503.50, I better be careful on the short side, right? That's what you got to be saying to yourself. Yeah, the NASDAQ's moving lower. Yeah, I'm short this, but let me make sure I'm watching this SPY, because if this SPY starts to hold 503.50, then I need to be careful on the short side, right? These are the things you need to be asking yourself watching intraday. So 503.50 looks like a pretty big demand. You got a little bit of a flag here. Does this set up? And you can see we are pretty extended over that 20 SMA still, which is a lot lower, around that 499. So some levels to watch. Let's see what GDP does in about 10, 12 minutes. We'll get a little bit more clarity there. We'll be able to reassess this futures and S&P market once we get that. But for now, this is a very interesting 50-60, 50-65 area on the S&P that we've been sort of maintaining yesterday and today. All right, IWM. So that IWM strength still coming in. And if you guys are not familiar, one of the biggest IWM names is MicroStrategy. Just to make you aware of that. Let me go to the Russell 2000. So the biggest mover yesterday was was MSTR and SMC, right? SMCI is in there as well. So how much of this IWM move is because of the Bitcoin move? That's what I would be just a little cautious of, right? Someone in the group, which I actually agreed with him, right? He was like, hey, is this a little bit of rotation into small caps? And I was like, right? I don't know if this is rotation to small caps more than just MicroStrategy bringing the entire Russell higher. I don't know, which is happening. That's something you can try to ask yourself, try to figure out. But MicroStrategy, being one of the largest pieces of the Russell, is likely just creating that upside on the IWM. So I don't think this is like a true rotation into small caps or true strength in small caps. I think it's just one name sort of dragging it higher at the moment. That's at least my read. We'll see. So IWM, let me get a little bit more time here. I would assume IWM is going to eventually test this 210. I don't see why it wouldn't, right? See this over here? I don't see why IWM doesn't test that 210. Let me go to the weekly. You got this weekly 210 level, previous lows in here, right? Previous high here. I'd assume you get that 210. Yeah, I saw the pharmaceutical names moving yesterday as well. Biotech. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Yeah, that's another big part. I saw that yesterday. There was some big biotech upside. XBI. Thanks for the shout out, Rome. Yep, I agree. Yeah, so few sectors pushing up that Russell. I would assume that 210 gets tested at some point here. Right? All right. Dow Jones, Mike Jones, Daniel Jones. Oh, you getting the retest? You are getting the ha. Okay, so this is just like the S&P 500. We talked about this, right? We talked about that little Dow pullback. Not really too clean of a flag, right? It's not really that clean here, but look what you're getting, right? We talked about this yesterday verbatim. We said, look for that 38.9 pullback on the Dow Jones. Look at where you came back down to. The Davy Jones. Yep. The Mike Jones, Daniel Jones, Davy Jones. You can see right here. Look at that 38.9. So this is a big level today. Previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous lows. You're pulling right back into it. You got the 20 SMA grinding higher. This could definitely be an area of interest for the Dow Jones around this 38.9. So watch that. Okay, watch that 38.9. All right, we're a little bit ahead of schedule, which I don't mind. We'll run an ad because we're not pressing the like button. So run a quick ad. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new, press the like button. Fib Boys, Tom Jones, Rick James. All right, let's jump into a good old Tesla. We'll kill some time with Tesla, and then we'll wait for that GDP reaction. So, Tesla, right? We got that big push yesterday into that 205, into that previous high here. Had a lot of struggle, which I would agree. It's going to be hard up here at 208. But Tesla did something that's important to watch, right? Right here. Tesla did an important hold yesterday at that 198.50. So I would watch this, right? I don't think Tesla's got the brute strength still. I still see it being a weak POS, honestly, right? Yesterday was just totally weak. But, I would look to see if you can hold this 198.50, right? I would look to see if we can hold this 198.50. You have previous major highs here, and this has turned into somewhat of a double bottom for now. So keep an eye on it, right? Today, 198.50. Let's see if there's any reactions here after GDP. Is there some longs that could set up here? Or do we need to drop again, right? And if Tesla drops below 198.50, this thing is going to drop like a rock, in my opinion. That is going to basically get every buyer that even gave it a shot here out, and it will make everyone attack this short. If this thing fails to hold this little double bottom right here, and we move under this level, I think this is going to tank, right back down to that 190. So I don't expect anything in here to be support on Tesla. So I would watch both sides. I would absolutely watch both sides. If you drop this low and you turn it into a rejection, this could be a pretty sexy downside move. And you know if you've been watching Tesla, when that thing gets attacked, it gets attacked. All right? So look out for this. This could be a very nice downside move if you get that break below this level. So keep an eye on that. For now, it is sort of maintaining above it. All right, so you need to get that break first before you short it. I would say around 198. 198 is probably the safe bet. If you want to play it real safe, I'd say wait for 198, right? Let it get really stuck under that level before going short, right? Right under that 198. It do go down. We'll wait for Nvidia. Let's go to Bitcoin. Buttcoin. Oh, shit. Buttcoin's really going. Yeah. Congrats to the Bitcoin boys. Congrats to the Bitcoin boys. We're going. What's coin doing? Oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Look at that. Oh, man. This could be nice today. Yeah, this could be nice today. What was 208? 208's that weekly level. 208's trying to hold. We need to see a hold over 208. If you can get that, you might get more. Same with Mara, 32. That's a big level as well. We'll go over it in a second. We're just sort of killing time until the GDP numbers. Source, trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Bitcoin's going higher. I mean, I'm all about it right now. I'm all about it right now. That's a big wick, man. This is crazy when Bitcoin gets moving like this. What is that, a $600 wick? Damn. Yeah, guys, stop spamming. I mean, you can spam tickers all you want. Actually, it's probably helping the algorithm. So, yeah, keep spamming the tickers. Just know I'm not going to look at them. So, it's up to you, right? You can spam it all you want, but I'm not going to look at them. Low key, bro. Someone watches Doc. Yeah. The Discord changed my trading and life. Wow, that's awesome, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. $4.99, and hopefully I'm happy to hear that it's helping, man. So that's awesome. Great. Siamin? Siamin. I don't know how to say that, but I appreciate that, my friend. I'm going to call you GS. Appreciate that, GS. All right, we got 2 minutes until GDP. So we're just going to sort of kill some time here because I don't want to get too deep into any analysis and then have everything change. So we're going to wait. Gaming stream, man, I'm trying to find, sort of how I'm going to do it. I need to get a camera for over there. But yeah, I should just set it. I should just do it. You sent me a Discord message? All right. I'll take a look. Bro's ticker name, GS. Sax, baby. Sax. All right, 1 minute. Another ad? Actually, you know what? Let's go ES because I want to see how this sets up. Let's go ES, and let's see what this does right here. All righty, guys. GDP in about 30 seconds. Press that like button. Another ad, please. Why are you sending an ad on me? Low-key, bro. Tim the Tap Man. And Dr. Disrespect. Watch your mouth when you're talking to the two-time. All right, here we go. And nothing. Nothing, huh? Oh, a little bit. All right. Looks like not much here. I know some of you guys are on the 10-second chart, saying, "Holy shit, we're dying," but we're not. We're not on the 10-second chart. Let's go to SPY. Okay, GDP 3.2 versus 3.3, pretty much as expected, lower than prior. PCE 2.1 versus, so pretty much in line. PCE. Everything's just as expected. Pretty much as expected here, and you're not moving. Okay, what a waste of what a nothing event. We'll see how it sort of corresponds, or how it sort of moves over into market open. But as of right now, pretty much nothing. We're still holding demand. That's the important part. So just let me know, guys, if we drop this. I'm just going to go ahead and put an alert here so that I will know on the stream if we do. At or below 50.60. All right. Let's get into it. Let's get into some stocks. So you guys know we talked about Tesla already, right? Tesla, all about that 198. Keep an eye on that. If we drop that level, I think it could get very aggressive to the downside if the market weakens. All right, Nvidia. So Nvidia continues to find these very aggressive bounces off of 770. And if you were watching the market yesterday, you saw that, right? The 770 level right here. We had that really aggressive sell-off yesterday into 770 and held, right? We held it here, 770, 770. Again this morning, aggressive sell-off, 770 holding. So you have to hold above 770. I would not short Nvidia if it's above 770. There's just really no reason to short into a level that has bounced like that previously. If you can break under 770, I think there's a very nice short, okay? Look to short Nvidia under 770. I think that's a very major break, and I don't think there's much support below it. So if you can get under 770, I like to short into that 745. But for now, I would continue to look at 770 and 780 as potential longs, okay? I would look for potential longs anywhere in this 770 to 780 area. I think this could still be sort of that consolidation that people happens a lot, right? This is how the market moves, okay? When the market moves higher, you get big moves, and then you get sort of pullback consolidations. And when people get excited is when it's straight up, right? You need to stop thinking this way, okay? You have to figure out, this is just, it's a necessity, right? If you want to long things, you are not longing things when everyone else is screaming and hollering about it because it's going straight up. You need to formulate where you think the consolidation is. Where's the level that I think I like to long this off of? Where am I seeing holds? Where am I seeing demands coming in? Where am I seeing the buying stepping up before the move starts to occur? And so for me, it's starting to look like 770, 780. That's sort of what I'm watching. Now, of course, I would like to see a little bit more strength on the NASDAQ and the ES market, right, to really get confident here. But I'm definitely formulating, right, in the back of my mind, okay, I'm sort of thinking, hey, 770, 780, let me sort of keep an eye on this area. It's definitely showing some holds. Does Nvidia try to hold this level? And if so, right, can I sort of get into some longs in this area for that next upside move? Something I'm watching, right? I'm not in it yet. I haven't seen the sort of reason to enter yet, but something I would be watching. And that, what I said there is sort of a generalized statement, right? Maybe for Nvidia, maybe for other stocks. The other level I'd watch for maybe some longs is if we pull back to that 745 again, right? This could be really nice as well. If Nvidia has to pull back here, right, this could be the next area to sort of set something up. So the one thing I would say, right, and the one thing I want to point out for everyone listening is that over the last, I would say, the end of last week into this week, there has been a very clear shift in semiconductors, okay? Semiconductors are not very strong in the extreme short term, right? Over the last 3 trading days. You have seen a little bit of a slowdown on the semiconductor sector. So does this mean we're topping, right? Or does this mean that we're just consolidating for the next big upside move? That's the question I still can't answer, but that is sort of where we are. And you need to understand where you are in this sort of life cycle of this semiconductor move. Right now, I would say the last 3 days, it's a little bit of a slowdown. Okay, you can feel some pressure on the semis. You've seen pressure on AMD, on SMCI, on Nvidia, on TSM. You've seen a little bit of pressure. So careful, right? But sort of, I wouldn't be saying, oh, semiconductors are dead, we're going to the zero. Okay, this could just still be a little bit of consolidation, right? People forget about it. It's not hot anymore for the last few days, and then you start to get that move, right? So keep an eye on this 780 and that 745 below. Really, what needs to happen on Nvidia is a break over 803. That's really what needs to happen. You need to get over this 803 right here. That 803 is big. You need to get over it for upside. Bought my first rental property with that. I have made in your what I have made in your Discord. No fucking way. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Sincerely. I'm going to screenshot that. That's awesome. Congratulations, my friend. That's sick. All right, let's continue. AMD. So it's doing the same thing, right? We've talked about this. It's doing the same exact thing. Consolidation, right? Consolidation right above 175, right above that 20 SMA, right? You can see that thick boy down there, and you can see that 175 demand. Now, you guys remember yesterday, I already talked about this, but we talked about that 20 SMA and how it could wick off of it. That's exactly what AMD did yesterday. So that 20, look how strong that thing's holding. You're back above that 175. Is this consolidation for the next upside move? I would be a little bit careful on AMD. I just do not like the upside supplies, right? This thing looks very heavy up here, like the 180.50 to 185. I don't think there's anything wrong with waiting for AMD to get over 185, to be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with just longing this on a break and hold over the highs instead of trying to trade it through this area. Now, could this be your long off the 20 SMA? Absolutely, it could be, right? I would not be surprised if next week we come into this live stream and say, holy shit, what an awesome AMD 175 entry, and what a move higher, right? I wouldn't be surprised one bit. So let's watch this 175. Let's watch this 20 SMA. This could be a nice entry point, but just know that you got a lot of supply above still, and it's just not as attractive as I'd like there. TSM, really aggressive 131 level, man. Like nasty 131 level. You got above it for like 5 minutes yesterday and just instantly died right back below it. Pretty nasty 131 level. I would not touch TSM longs until you're over that level confidently. It's a very tough level, and maybe you need that pullback to the 20 SMA. ARM, 135. This thing's got to prove something to you today, okay? You got to get proved that 130. It's got to prove to you that 135 is going to hold. This could be a really interesting break and retest on ARM. So you have previous high, previous lows, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, previous lows, and look at where you're trading today, right at 135. So if ARM can hold here for like a half an hour, 2 hours, right? If it's just sort of chilling and building, I would watch this, okay? I would watch to see if you start to curl off this 135 level. Very interesting. Watch that level today. Big watch. MU, it's all about 89, except I'm not in love with the MU action. You know, I haven't traded MU in probably over a year. So I did give MU some action, right? I was watching it. But, some stocks just don't move, man. And that's just the truth of the matter. So we'll have to see. If MU can catch some more movement, sure. But, I mean, MU is just not a mover. And I'm not really interested in shit movers. So we'll see. But, yeah, watch 89. SMCI, 830. Big level here today, 830 on SMCI. If it breaks this, I'd say you could probably do one of those moves towards the 20, right? If SMCI breaks this 830, breaks these lows that have been sort of setting up this week. I'm yawning today. If SMCI could sort of break below some of these lows that it's been creating this week, I'd say you can get that 20 SMA move. But you could also just hold this 830. So I would be watching this 830, right? I'd be watching that 830 into that 900. So far, I mean, for all week, you've just been trading in a channel. That's all you've been doing. MU long term, I don't mind it. All right. I think some good news for MU for the long term. All right. Let's go to coin. Let's go to coin. Right. We've talked about this level. This is big today, guys. This 208 level is no joke. Okay. The low of the first year since the IPO, right? You had like a year of time here, right? And the low of that period after the IPO was 208. Exactly 208, guys. Like no sense, just exactly 208. 208 right here was the exact low of this first year of trading, pretty much, after IPO. After it broke below 208, it turned it into rejections, and it sold off and stayed lower pretty much since 2022. Now, Coinbase is coming back into this level. This is a major level, right? This is probably one of the biggest levels. This is like equilibrium for Coinbase, right? If you were to average out the price here, pretty much the equilibrium here on Coinbase is like right where we're trading. It's got a little bit of upside action, a little bit of downside action, and you're sitting right in the middle. So are you going to flip back to that upside, right? Are these investors that got in around 208, when IPO came out, are they getting back to break even here? So this is a big level here. And, I mean, as of right now in the pre-market, you are seeing a pretty clear little reaction at this 208, trying to hold above this level. So I would absolutely be looking to long off 208 today if I see a hold. It could get very tricky, right? Because there is a lot of orders in here. I'm sure this is probably a major area of volume in orders with how big of a level this is. So it could absolutely get tricky in here. Just be careful of that. But overall, if I see like a 1 hour or a 30-minute candle hold of that 208, I'd probably want to be interested for more upside. I mean, I'm holding my long still, and I'll even consider adding more if I see a really solid hold here. Okay? And also, of course, just monitor Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is really interesting as well. This is all-time, is this not all-time highs, but this is a major high on MicroStrategy. Let me zoom out and go to the weekly chart. Look at this, right? You see this on MicroStrategy? 890 is pretty much the exact high here. All right, look at how clean this chart actually is on the weekly. See 890? 890 is the exact high right here. It's the exact high right here, and it's the exact low right here. Okay? That is exactly 890. And look at what's happening this morning. Look at where it rejected yesterday, and look at where it is this morning, right? 890, 890, 890. Gap up above this level. If you get this pullback, it's a dream. I don't know if you're going to get it, but if you get this, that's dreamland. So if you get a pullback to 890 on MSTR, I would absolutely be looking to see if that holds. That could be major stuff. So watch that 890 on MSTR. If you get that pullback, look to see if that demand steps up. That would be a break and hold over the major weekly high, right? If you get a break and hold over a level like that, you got to be looking for longs. So 890, big on MSTR. And then Mara, 32, right? We talked about this level. Mara, 32. If you're interested in Mara, maybe you don't want to go too crazy on MSTR. Here's Mara 32. If I zoom back over here to Mara, back in 2022, you had a pretty clear 32 level rejection. If I go back and zoom over here, you had 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32. I mean, it's everywhere. 32 was the level, okay? And so look at what you're doing today. You are holding right above 32, okay? Right above it. Guys, I mean, yeah. What makes us think that we know what's going to happen, right, guys? You gotta get this. You gotta get the mindset. You gotta figure out a way to stop being. You gotta figure out a way to stop thinking you know what's going to happen. Okay, trading does not. You do not make money in trading because you know or you think you know what's going to happen. You trade what's on the chart. Okay, if Bitcoin's moving up and you have demand below, right, and there's pullback levels to long, that's what you look for. You don't start shorting because you think Bitcoin's going to go down, okay? All right, that does not make sense, okay? So trade what's on the chart. And so if Mara holds 32, you're going to hold up. If coin holds 208, you're going to hold up, right? But if it starts to break it, then you can react to that downside. But there's just no merit in even thinking what's going to happen today. And all you just watch, right? Just watch. There's absolutely no reason to even think about, try to formulate what you think is going to happen. Watch what happens at the levels, right? This could be a nice little Bitcoin pullback. So let me watch Bitcoin today. Okay, it's starting to hold here, right? This is good, right? That's what I'm watching. I'm not saying, oh, Bitcoin, I think it's going to drop, and then I try to build some kind of bias behind me wanting to be short, right? I like to answer these questions, guys, because I like to try to help people, right? I try to help because it's going to burn you. So, all right, so that's crypto stuff. Mara 32, Coinbase 208, MicroStrategy 890. Those are the ones I'd be watching. All right, let's continue. Let's go Microsoft. It's an absolute shit show over here on Microsoft. It's been stuck in the same channel for weeks, and it's still in it. So same demand lows, same supply highs. Man, have some of these stocks been just sort of shitty to even watch. It feels like the life has been sucked out of a lot of tech names. The life has been sucked out of Microsoft. The life has been sucked out of Apple. The life has been sucked out of Amazon. The life has been sucked out of stocks like Shopify. It's literally just crypto names and semiconductors right now. And it's sort of bad, right? It's not good, to be honest, because once you get that drop, right? Once you get those pullbacks in semis and in crypto, the market's going to get affected, okay? And you've seen the pretty much nothingness on the NASDAQ ES lately because it's just not juicing, right? Nothing's really juicing. So we'll see, right? We'll see. But Microsoft, I haven't even considered trading for months. It's just pointless. All right. Amazon, I took a little bit of Amazon action, but this thing's pretty much dead. Right. This has gone nowhere for a month and a half. Right. So not really interested there. Google's dead. Google's back down to the 100 SMA. I have zero interest in this. I'm just not going to get involved in a stock that has done nothing for 2 days at this 100 SMA. So I'm staying where the market's hot, right? That's what I'm trying to do that more than anything. Just stay where it's hot. Don't try to get fancy here, right? That's what's gotten me to lose some money. That's what happened to me on Tesla last week, right? Tesla was dead, and I got fancy, and I tried to make something out of nothing. So let's stick with what's hot. Meta's sort of hot. It's got a little bit of movement still, so I think Meta will be a watch for me today. Meta, I would say watch this 478. Right, 478, previous highs, previous lows, held yesterday. I'd watch this 478 Meta, but I'd also be cautious of this 488, 490 area. Up here looks a little bit tough, okay? A little bit tough up here. Rejections, fake out here, rejection at 488, 489. I'd be a little bit cautious up here, okay? So you got yourself a pretty clear channel, but again, right? It's not great, right? You really want Meta to be outside of this for actual movement, right? Outside of this for actual movement. But you can watch the 480. You can watch the 490 area. It's about a 10-point range that's just, I would say, a little bit careful. PANW, another one that could be, maybe hopefully catch some action today. It did hold that 302 level very nicely, which I do like. right? You can see 302, 302, nice hold right there. Good hold at 302. You need to get over 314 today, okay? You got to get over, hold above 314. That's it. 314, that's got to be where we get above. If you can get above 314, maybe you push into that 50 SMA again. If you break under 302, you're moving lower, okay? 314, 302. Look to see if it can get above that 314 for more upside. Netflix, I'll go over real quick. Netflix was an awesome long yesterday off that 592. We traded that yesterday. They had a nice win on that thing. Today, I would watch 592 again. I would watch this 598. Why 598? I don't know if it's for sure going to be a level of reaction yet, but I'm keeping it on my charts because it is a previous high over here. 598, previous high. Let's see if there's a reaction off that level today. If there's a long off 598, that could be interesting. If you break under it, 592. Okay? All right, that's about it. Let's go to NASDAQ real quick. PAN is for Nancy W. NASDAQ still holding right above demand lows. ES still holding right above demand lows. ES still potentially creating this bull flag. It's very possible. It's something I would be watching. If the ES does create this bull flag, what you're going to want to see, your entry point on this bull flag is over 590, okay? Your entry point on this bull flag idea, if you want to say, okay, ES is bull flagging, I want to long this, you need it over 5090. That's exactly where you want to get long. Right there on a hold over 5090, hold over yesterday's highs, hold over these lows. If you can get that entry, I think you're set. I think you're looking good, okay? That's where I'd want to be long. If you long before 5090, hoping that this breaks out of this flag, you could get stuck in a fake out. So I would want to say 5090 or nothing today. I want a long above that level. Okay, that's all I got for you. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Press that like button if you could. Thank you guys for all the support. 1,200 likes today. That's sick. Thank you guys. Go check out some Options Insider merch. Go ahead and grab some merch. Got a few shirts left. Got a couple hoodies left. Shout out Marvin. Press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys. You can send me an email, but I can't get back to you same day, so you're going to have to be patient. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.